This episode is sponsored by The Dream Exit. The Dream Exit is a private, bespoke program for successful entrepreneurs with annual revenue between $5 million and $100 million who realize that they have one chance to get their dream exit right, and that the odds of realizing that dream by themselves, all alone, or at the last minute are stacked against them. In less than 90 days, we teach you how to design, build, and execute a customized dream exit playbook that gets your business ready for sale at its maximum value and gets you ready to maximize your meaning and purpose in your post-exit life, even if today you are not ready to sell. You see, dream exits just don't happen. They are the result of early, professional, and proven planning. So if you're an entrepreneur with annual sales between 5 and 100 million, and you want to learn how to 10x to 100x your chances of achieving the dream exit you deserve, go to dreamexitplaybook.com today. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to this Free Thinking Friday solo episode of the How Did It Happen podcast. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, I am going to talk to you about a song. My wife and I went to see Andy Grammer in Milwaukee at the Pabst Theater a few weeks ago, and I was not familiar with Andy Grammer. Maybe you're familiar with Andy Grammer. You should be familiar with Andy Grammer, I think. That's how I think now, at least. And after I complete this podcast, you definitely will be familiar with Andy Grammer. Anyway, we went to see Andy Grammer. It was a very good show. He's quite a good artist, and I liked his music. And like I said, I had not been familiar with him. Although when I did recognize some of his songs, to be fair, and I didn't know him at all. But this podcast is about a song that he sang that's called "Makes Me Expensive," and I'd never heard this song before. He does it in a very, very interesting way, but the lyrics of the song really made me think. And I'm going to share some of the lyrics from the song with you so that you can have a good idea about what I'm talking about, what's going through my mind. So here's how it starts. She said, "Why you got to buy me something to show me you love me? When did we start expressing our feelings with money? I mean, who don't like nice things, but you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean, don't you? I wouldn't be here if the tap stopped running. She said, I don't need grand gestures. No bouquet of roses, private jet moments, Burberry, or a Bentley. No, just sugar in my tea will do. I feel expensive when you pay me in attention. When touching my soul is your ascension. Makes me feel expensive. Oh, when you pay me in attention, touching my soul is your ascension. Makes me feel. She said, why you got to let your wallet do all the talking? When did we let money, speaking for love, become common? I mean, who don't like nice things? But you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean, don't you? So hearing Andy sing this song, and the song's amazing, as I mentioned, by the way. There'll be a link to the song in the show notes. And you should definitely listen to the song if you haven't already. And even if you have, you probably would enjoy it again. But listening to the song, I'm wondering, how do you feel about the last line? The last line was, yeah, you know what I mean, don't you? I mean, people say that all the time. You know what I mean? But do you know what he means in that line? What does it mean to you? What makes you feel expensive? Is it things? Is it your wallet? Is it people? Is it attention, presence? Is it solitude? Or is it something else? And how about this? How about what do you do to make others feel expensive? What about you does all the talking? So that's it. I hope you got some value out of this. I would listen to those lyrics for sure. Listen to that song if you get a chance. And I'd love to know how you feel about what makes you feel expensive. I have to tell you that I never really thought about what makes me feel expensive. But after hearing the song and then spending some time thinking about it while I was working on this podcast idea, I think the thing that makes me feel expensive is when people care about me not about what I have, not about how I look, but just how I am. When people take a moment to stop and actually listen, that's what makes me feel expensive. And so I wonder, what makes you feel expensive? Thanks for joining me. I hope you got some value out of this podcast. And please maximize the greatness that's within inside of you today and every day. And until next time. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to the show. And before you go, I just have 3 requests for you. 1, if you like what I'm doing, please consider subscribing or following the podcast on whatever podcast platform you prefer. If you're really into it, leave me a review, write something nice about me, give me 5 stars or whatever you feel is most appropriate. Number 2, I've got a book. It's called Ownershift: How Getting Selfish Got Me Unstuck. It's an Amazon bestseller. And I'd love for you to read it or listen to it on Audible or wherever else, Barnes & Noble, Amazon. You can get it everywhere. If you're looking for inspiration that will help you unlock your greatness and potential, order or download it today so that you can have your very own copy. And if you get it, please let me know what you think. Number 3, my newsletter. I do a newsletter every Thursday, and I talk about things that are interesting to me, and or I give more information about the podcast and the podcast guests that I've had and the experiences that I've had with them. You can sign up for the podcast today at my website, which is my name, MikeMalatesta.com. You do that right now, put in your email address, and you'll get the very next issue. The newsletter is short, thoughtful, and designed to inspire, activate, and maximize the greatness in you.